Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Timonium Racetrack here on Monday. It's closing day, the 4th of September, 2023. Gonna look at the 8th race from Timonium, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it, around the world. Let's look at the 8th from Timonium, which is an allowance race per $60,000. Race for fillies, mares, 3-year-olds, and upwards. We have a field of 7 horses going to the main track, the distance of ground of 1,600 meters, or the 1-mile trip on the Timonium main track. 1,600 meters, 1 mile here, around the bull ring. My top selection, I'm going to go with the number, where are we? I'm going to go with the number 7 horse, Peyton Elizabeth. Let's go 7-5-4-6 in the superfecta. 7-5-4-6 super. Top selection, 7 horse, Peyton Elizabeth. 5-year-old mare by Flatter. Jamie Ness trains, gets Lopez up in the saddle. The horse's most recent outing came mid-July at Park, 6.5 and option 35 claimer, and the horse won by a half a length that day. He had a wide trip, but it's okay to be wide at Park sometimes, but he kept coming late. He quickened up nicely, and he got the job done. Not a bad race. Coming here, we could sit a little close on this track. Wide poster, it's not ideal, but I think he could get a good trip and win from here today. Also, off a little bit of a break should suit him well. A lot of these horses are making quick turnarounds. Him, not so much good quick turnaround should suit him well. He did have a quick turnaround with the previous race. He ran 17th of July, then the previous race, 3rd July Parks, 1 mile and claiming 25,000, and he won by 7.25 lengths that day, and he had a very pedestrian pace, 1:14 almost to 3/4, and he won off of that, quickened up nicely. A very easy race from there, and then they tried him on the turf at Parks before that, about 7.5 and claiming 25,000. Finished 5th by 6 lengths that day. He had a wide trip, and you need to be very forwardly paced, I've noticed, on the Parks turf course. I haven't watched so much Parks races on the turf, but in the ones I've watched, you need to be forwardly paced. He just wasn't getting into it there. And then also, it was his first start since April. That came 6.5 and option 35. Finished 4th by 7.25 lengths that day. He just never got into it, but keep in mind, quite a few of those horses were next out winners, so the format of that race wasn't bad. And then he went going 6th and claiming 25 at Parks in mid-March, winning by a neck from a tracking trip. He really, got a good race and timed the race perfectly. Coming here today, training well, he could win. Even the 5 horse Malibu Beauty, he's making a 9-day return. Ran last Saturday in the Timonium Distaff over about 6.5 furlongs locally, where she finished 2nd by 1.25 lengths that day. The winner response to him, time had the jump on her, but this horse ran around the race course well. Prior to the Dashing Beauty at Delaware, she needed the race that day where she never really got going, and then the Geisha at Laurel over the mile in January. I thought it was just, she just stalked a little bit too fast pace. She won the carousel right before the end of the year last year at Laurel quite nicely on the front end, where she had a very pedestrian pace, but she went away with it. She started here last season where she hasn't run half bad at all. Started this year where she hasn't run half bad at all. Training well. I'll give her a shot. To recap my selection for the 8th racer on closing day from Timonium, I'm going to take the 7 horse Peyton Elizabeth. Give kudos to the 5 horse Malibu Beauty. 7-5-4-6 super. 7-5 in your multi-race. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everybody.